many of you will take it, okay, I have told, so the thing should be like that. So because I'm not managing, so things can't be in that way. So forget about everything now. Let's focus here. So if you can see the instances here, forget about what is the instance. Instance is just a size of a server, and we can choose multiple different kinds of instances as per our requirements. We can do that. Okay. Now let's take this is a kind of an instance. Uh, do, 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 do. Let's take this. Okay, this guy. I don't know what is the major use case of it. I just see here itself. Now you can see this is, let's take a server size. Okay, only on the compute basis. We are not talking about storage or something. Only on the compute basis. You can see. Okay, it is more of a kind of a system which is for made for DBs or more of memory intensive things. Before you can see, it has just 32 CPUs. Only 32 CPUs and 16 valid cores. Okay. And there are two threads. So it becomes 16 multiplied by 2, 32. Okay. So, but it has 976 GB of RAM. So what does it show to you? It shows that how to understand like what is the purpose of an instance. It shows that the CPUs are so less and RAM size is so high. It means that usually this is a RAM intensive or a memory intensive for any application which needs a lot of RAM. So we can use this basically. We can also get into more intricacies of it. Okay, as per our requirements, we can also connect with AWS team on that to finalize the requirements. It's not like that you will be left alone, okay, to make your decision. So if you are having any confusion, okay, I want to deploy application, how would I deploy it and all? So AWS team is for you. If you get confused into some or other scenario, okay, they would be also, pitching in, because in enterprises or in whatever in industry solutioning, what we have is these guys have to provide you solutions so that these partners or whatever you are connecting it through, they don't have any issues. Okay, so that's how it is, because their business depends on the partners, because you guys who are going to deploy basically the service base or services organization, okay, they will be working upon. Am I clear?
Actually, yeah, little bit confusion here. Means the instance, this is a packet
Don't
or
worry, you don't have to be confused here, because these this concepts I'll explaining. I'm just giving you an idea how the compute looks basically. Okay, this concept I would be covering, so don't worry about it. Make sense? I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm just giving you an idea how exactly it may look if I talk about an infrastructure, if I talk about a compute, how exactly it looks. It looks on various parameters. Can you see
okay,
the memory? We have storage and all. Storage is something which is optional thing, and storage type, you can forget the storage things. This doesn't come under primary compute requirements. The primary compute requirements are CPU, okay, and
yeah,
memory. Architecture is something not it is like compute, but it is more of a information what kind of a architecture you want to deploy your system towards. For example, I want to deploy a Windows server, whether I want, as per the requirement, whether we need a AM60 for this. So usually we are not opting this is something very new. Okay, it's not very conventional. A lot of applications are not built for this right now, but it's very cost effective for the organizations, for yourself. Like I'm using a MacBook for taking this session, today's session right now. Just I had some internet issues, so I'm just trying to manage somehow. Hope it gets fixed in some time.
so
So
in architecture we have processor type like x86. These are
yes,
processor
yes,
or something.
yes, yes. You can understand it's a CPU architecture, not processor. It's a CPU architecture. So usually we have two types: ARM64, ARM, and 86 into 86 and 64. This means that it's supposed 32-bit and 64-bit. This cross 86 means 32-bit. Okay, and this 64 means 64-bit. 64-bit is the one which we usually use. But what this stays is, if you want to also deploy 32-bit operating system, this can support. Okay, it
Okay,
is
okay,
similar to your Windows laptop processor, where it that also supports usually your Windows laptops, except the Microsoft what we have. Microsoft also creates laptop, right? Surface laptops. Okay, Microsoft Surface, if you have heard of. Okay, so
okay,
these laptops, Microsoft Surface, Okay. So if you can
Um,
see here on my screen, these laptops, what you see, they come with ARM processors. Okay. And then they will say, okay, we have 10 hours of working, 12 hours of working and all. Okay. If you can see for Surface laptop with Snapdragon versus, so if you can see, this is the Snapdragon X Elite they are using. Got it? You most probably you won't find them using a Intel processor or AMD processor, which is not ARM grade. There could be some, but mostly this is their, what I'll say, Surface Pro, correct? So this is their top-end laptop of Microsoft. Am I clear? So in that top-end laptop, okay, they have a 12-inch variant, a 13-inch variant, whatever it is. Okay, all day, see, that's what it is. All day battery life. Okay, 16 hours of video playback, they're saying on a laptop. And do more with AI. This is basically your, how many operations it can handle. So it is giving 45 tops, which is very good. Okay. And at the processor side, they must be using this Snapdragon X Elite, which is the most powerful processor, mobile processor. In mobile phones, also these processors come. Okay. Just they are made ready for the laptops and they put it. Okay. And you might have seen your mobile phones now these days runs more smoothly. Okay. So this is, yeah, this is a 8-core processor, and they also have a 12-core and a 10-core processor. Can you see? So these processors are also being used in mobile phones. Okay.
Sir, what it means, the core is the capacity or the
It
number of
is not
machine
the
it carry?
capacity. I will make it very simple. Core is not the capacity. Like you have seen highways, right? We have a three-way, six-way,
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
6-lane highway, 10 lane highway. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
usually in India, we don't have 10-lane highways mostly, but maybe there. I haven't seen them much. But let's say 6-lane. Okay.
Yes.
So what is happening? Why do we have 6 lanes? So traffic can easily go in and out, correct? More
Okay.
traffic could be handled easily, but let's take, I'm not making lanes right now, right? 10 lanes I'm not making. I'm just giving a whole wide area of 10 lanes. There is no segregation. Okay, this is 1 lane, this is second lane. There is no dividers or something. This is a plain 100 foot or a 200 foot space. Don't you think that there will be a lot of jam in that whole open area?
Yes.
There is no
So, so means core is for multitasking purpose, so that different
amazing.
application will operate.
Correct. For multitasking purpose, okay, and properly utilizing the things, it is needed. Now, what organizations do is when they sell their laptops, and basically I'm talking about laptops, I'm not talking about servers, guys. Please remember. So we have, let's take my laptop. This laptop, I don't know how many cores this has exactly. I forgot. So I can check. But let's take in my Windows laptop, I have 12 cores. Okay. Out of 12 cores, some would be performance cores, some would be efficiency cores. Okay. Efficiency cores are only used whenever you're just lightly using a laptop, not with just MS Word or something very easy applications and the load is less. Efficiency cores will run, which means that whenever the load is less, it can save some electricity, save some power. But when we have performance, so if you can see when there will be if you are buying an Intel processor, you will see processor name and a code and a P, U kind of that will be mentioned. Okay, at the end, if you go to Task Manager and see your performance, at the end of your processor name, it will be a U or a P or a H. So my processor comes at H, which is basically high performance laptop. P is performance laptop and U is ultrabooks. U laptops are made for saving power. They are not meant for performance or gaming or something. You can't do that. Even you have a i5, i7 doesn't matter. i5, i7 has a different kind of series of processors. Okay. So that H processor battery will go in 2 to 3 hours because it is also having efficiency cores, but it is not meant, whole laptop is not meant for efficiency. But if you go for ultrabooks, you must have heard this term ultrabook, everyone, right? So this goes a long line. The battery life goes a long way. And now we have this AR. These are what I'm talking this far. This is a 86 64-bit laptops, which are conventional architecture processors they use. But now, as we are moving towards this lightweight power efficient era, ARM 64 is the one which is more power efficient. Okay, because see, your mobile phone goes for the whole day almost if the battery is good, correct? Am I right or not? Hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, yes.
Goes for the whole day, correct? But what I mean to say is, if you put the same processor in your laptop, don't you think it is also going to be a power efficient one? Am I right? Because your mobile phone is small device with a small battery, correct? Small display, small components, okay? Less heat dissipating capacity, but your laptop is so huge, bigger battery, bigger screen, so equal in that view. And in ARM thing, the best thing is if you can see your if your mobile phone is there, on left and right, okay? So you must have seen one thing. What is that one thing? That whenever you're trying to utilize your phone and you just lock your screen and keep it off, the battery consumption is very less. Basically, that is sleep mode in mobile. The battery consumption is very less. That's what you must have seen people who are using Mac, like also including me, who are using Mac systems. What happened? We never turn off our laptops. And that is true. We never turn off our laptops, like until unless there is a software upgrade or something, or there is a requirement to restart. Okay. I usually never turn off my laptop. The reason being is that it's not required even. It's like a mobile phone, you just turn off the screen and you are good to go. Okay. But if you can see, if you don't believe, I'll just share you my screen and show you how efficient are these. And if I even if I leave these things, okay, basically even if I leave my just let me know when my things will be visible. Let's forget about this. We'll just move on to the other topics quickly. Okay, I hope you got a context on this. Now look at my CLI. Is my CLI visible?
Yes.
So my laptop has been on almost for last 22 days, 20 hours, almost 23 days it is on. Okay. If it never went off because not required. Okay. Similarly, if you see the activity monitor, okay, which is basically the task manager of Mac. Okay. So here also you can see, okay, the CPU load and whatever I'm doing, guys, it is nothing for Macs. This Zoom meeting, multiple windows, it is actually nothing until unless you're playing multiple videos or something. Because system is using 3%, user is using 21%, and ideal is so high because that much capability this processor gives. Okay, still being power efficient, but you can't expect that you're concurrently having videos, playing those, browsing, and everything, and the battery will go. But these, and I'm having a Zoom meeting, which is also, bit of heavy towards the processor, but not that much heavy for Mac. So that's what the scenario is. Okay. And again, this variant, this is one of my MacBooks. So this variant is having a 8 GB RAM. So this 8 GB is also managed in such a way you won't even feel you are using a 8 GB laptop. Okay. So Mac is using a unified memory. Okay. Which is also connected with the processor. So the efficiency is very high. Okay. And in ARM systems, this is the capability. This is not the capability of Mac. Okay. It is the capability of the operating system Mac uses. This operating system is very optimized and mobile. If you have experienced any MacBooks, you might see and you might agree that it is more of a mobile interface they give, how we use in mobiles. But in Windows, it is totally different. It is heavy, it is laggy. Okay. Even if you give the very good hardware, the operating system itself is not that much optimized how Mac is. Mac has also issues and lags, but usually you won't feel that. It is buttery smooth. Okay. Because of this all scenarios, because of this optimization, also power consumption, resource utilization, and other various perspectives are very good. Whereas the AI features are really good in, in your Windows systems. Okay. It is not that great in Mac because Mac is tightly integrated with Siri. Okay. Which Siri is using OpenAI, and they are not that much very good with each other right now. They are in still development and all. But whereas if you use the Copilot and Microsoft and all, they're tightly open. AI is tightly integrated over the OS itself. Okay. So it's not okay, some Microsoft ka AI bot with that AI bot they are integrating. It's not like that. So similarly, there are some ups and downs, but still I prefer Windows for learning anything. Like if I'm learning and all, I will be using Windows because it doesn't spook me with XYZ things. But for like if I want to have some meetings, like for these meetings also I prefer Windows, not Mac. But let's take, I'm just having a one-on-one meeting. single screen and shared and something like Nai right now, I will prefer Mac any day. Okay, because it is reliable, it does the work. If I want to have a continuous 3 hour meeting, still the batteries won't go off. Okay, so these are some of the if and else's around. I have why I'm just giving a Mac and Windows, because current Mac laptops comes with ARM chips only. They don't have an option for 8664. And this 64-bit thing is also ARM is also 64, but the architectural varies. Okay, so don't get confused. It's ARM is 64 or 86. ARM is 64. Okay, currently this is what I'm talking about. Usually in laptops, what you get it is 64. There is no other thing in ARMs. Okay,
So ARM only for means Mac or it's a window also?
it's Windows also. I showed right Surface laptops,
Yes, yes.
Snapdragon X Elite. That is also ARM. That is, I told right. This Snapdragon X Elite is a processor. It's a processor which is basically used in Windows laptops. Efficient ARM based processor for Windows laptops. Okay, okay.
Okay.
So that's how the whole scenario. You can do your own research around it. Just an insight, I hope. But let's go get back to the topic now. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then we have service models. Service models are the pillars or the founding grounds for everything. Okay. Are you getting any noises or something, guys? By any chance?
No.
It is all cool. My voice is all loud and clear, right? No issues.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. So what I was saying is, what are service models? What are these? Any idea? What could be anyone want to share insight or something? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Means type according to type of service, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and we divide
Mm-hmm.
the models in different categories.
Very good. According to the requirements, we divide or we choose the services as per our requirement, correct?
Yeah.
So that is a good thing. But anything except that, anyone, please go ahead.
No idea.
No idea. Okay.
No.
So let's understand it quickly, how it all would work together. Just give me a second. I'll just take a mute for a second. I'll switch my systems. Okay, just give me a second. I guess I'm audible here as well now. I've switched my system to another system.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just give me a second. And we were at the context of this service models. So we'll just continue from here itself. Continue to vary. So whatever we are talking this far, guys, okay, just to get an understanding about how it is going. So are you all able to understand that as well? The same way what I'm explaining, or anything you want to add that we are not able to understand, or something which is, additionally you want me, you can just tell me. If it is kind of required, okay, so I'll add it accordingly. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give.
Hello.
Yes, buddy. Yes, yes. I'm actually trying to, connect my whiteboard and wear my gloves so that I can explain you on the screen.
Right. I thought maybe it's issue on my end. So yeah, I can hear you, Jerry.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm saying that I'm connecting my whiteboard and I'm wearing my gloves so that I can just scribble on the screen a bit. Just give me a
Right.
second. Yeah. So we were at the SaaS, and let me see if I have some infographics or something which could do some justice here. I just joined late. Some recap headers because I wasn't late. Okay. Now, Anand, nothing. We have just started with the service models. We are just having some discussion, some insights because see, these are your early sessions, right? So accordingly, we are just going ahead. So nothing much. We are just starting with the new topics. Don't worry.
Okay.
So these service models, basically, I was talking about. Okay. So here, the basic things which you have to always, remember. Okay, that the things are not going to be, as per how we look into it. They are going to vary as per the requirements. Okay. Now, when I talk in that way, okay, so yeah, you can think this, but don't exactly, you know, try to look into it. So let's take this as some kind of a requirement, and everything starts from the IaaS here. IaaS. What is this IaaS? So IaaS is basically infrastructure as a what? Service. Okay. Infrastructure as a service. So this IaaS, what this guy does is basically that it provides you a fundamental, building blocks. Let's take this is your house. So what is the fundamental block? The pillars, whatever you give below. So this is basically your pillars, your walls, basically hardware, everything hardware. Not only that, okay, for any cloud IT and it typically involves, access to networking features, computers, which could be virtual or dedicated hardware. Okay, like I will be deploying servers. So definitely you are not putting in hardware there, right? It is just virtualized servers, correct? In any cloud platform you are giving, right? It could be virtual or on a dedicated hardware as well. And the data storage space. So with IaaS, you are responsible for managing the operating system, middleware, and the applications while the cloud provider manages the underlying physical infrastructure. Now, guys, just in the day one, I have told you have to see this whole picture that you are working for a cloud. Don't take it for on-prem or anything. We are just talking this, you are just, I'm explaining this in perspective of cloud. Okay. Now, IaaS is like renting a plot of land. You get the land and the utility hooks up like power, water, sewage, but you are responsible for building your own house. Okay. Furnishing it, maintaining it. So this gives you a lot of flexibility and control over the design, right? And what are the examples of IaaS? What could be the examples of IaaS? Any idea? What could be the examples of IaaS? Just think a bit.
Data center, I don't know.
Data center?
Yeah.
Yes, data center could be example of IaaS, correct? Anything else? Data center could be the a scenario with IaaS. We can say that.
Like we can own our, we can rent the machine. Like they can provide only the infrastructures except software and all.
Can you come again, please?
Yeah, it's like they are renting only the infrastructures. Rest applications, OS and everything we have to install and we have to take care.
Correct. So that OS and all that thing typically doesn't belong to IaaS. Okay. But yes, this I will explain you what kind of things could be there, right? So basically, your virtual machines, your servers, everything which is the infrastructure, correct? That is IaaS. Your network. So when you look into not out of cloud, let's take we are putting cloud out of the picture. General, your wires, your couplers, your small switchboards, everything which is a hardware, it's the infrastructure. Am I clear? But in cloud, we don't have so those things, right? Physical presence of these. So that those comes into goes into the virtual aspect of it. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm clear.
Uh-huh. What happened?
No, all good from my side.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Now let's go to PaaS. Okay. So for IaaS, I'll just give some examples of it. Just thought of adding some, things over here. Okay. Okay. Azure Virtual Machines is Microsoft. It's very well understood. Now let's go to PaaS. PaaS is Platform as a Service. Now,
So just
what you can
one
do?
question here.
Yes, Kashif.
Jerry. Yes, so when we say Amazon EC2 instance, it's
Mm-hmm.
just the instance which will be part of IaaS, or the infrastructure behind that instance
You
is
is
IaaS.
what is the instance? Tell me. Then we
I
will
would say
go for
it's a
further
kind of,
discussion. Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's a kind of virtual machine, I can say, just
So
like
what is the virtual machine then?
it contains RAM, CPU, storage,
What are these?
those kind of, uh, they are kind of things which are coming from the actual hardware which is behind.
They are the hardware. They are not
Right,
coming from a hardware, right? We would see,
right.
don't think in that way. As I told,
Mhm.
right? What all things comprises here? Okay, that's a very valid question, guys. So we all get confused on this because I said, right, in infrastructure as a service, it is going to provide you the fundamental, because without RAM CPU can't work, correct? This is a fundamental thing,
Right.
correct? And
Right.
also it involves a networking. Without networking also you can't work, right? Okay.
Right.
So these components or whatever, it could be virtual or on dedicated hardware, which means that whatever we are talking, it is virtual. But this is that virtual, this is hardware, right? Correct?
Right.
And
Right.
dedicated hardware is dedicated by physical hardwares. That is also IaaS. The thing is, on cloud, we are using virtually. So this doubt is sometimes valid when you are very in the early stages, but it shouldn't remain as we progress. Okay. So let's take this is a data center. Okay. So let's take this is allocated to all networking users. Correct. So in that, what happens? So there are 10 users, or let's take total 1, 2, 3, whatever. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tell me, we are all sharing the same data center, correct? So data center capacity is 1000 GB RAM and 500 CPUs.
Right.
Okay. So if I pick a 10 GB RAM from here and 5 CPUs, what does it mean? I'm taking something from here. So from here also, na, that much space is now it is 990 GB RAM left, 498 CPUs left. So we are actually capturing that hardware in here, but we are virtually doing it and virtually utilizing it. That is
Got
the
it.
difference. But hardware is
Got
reduced na, from the main data center. Correct?
it. Got it. Got it.
That
Got
same
it.
CPU and that same RAM, like whatever, that's 10 GB I'm talking about. That can't be used by anyone else. But let's take this is a one stick. Let's take this is a 1000 GB stick. This same stick could be shared by thousands of people.
Right. Right. Got it.
Okay. So this becomes an example of public cloud. But whereas in the private cloud, this is network kings, they dedicatedly got a data center. So let's take this 1000 GB they got, 10 GB is used, again 990 and 998, 995 GB RAM is left or whatever it is. Okay. So understand here, I'm not looking at the numbers here, but whatever left amount of RAM or CPU is there, it can't be utilized by anyone else on planet or on that region, because either you would use or no one would use. That is the philosophy of private. But in the public, as we say, that's why it is cheaper, because if I don't also use this, okay, because this is dedicated not for me, anyone else can use it. So companies are anyways going to make money. It is not going to be left alone. Okay, that's why private ones cost higher and public ones cost lower. Okay, you can think it like, economies of scale. Do you know the number of items you sell more, the prices can reduce down, right? So many of the startups, those called, okay, they are we are premium startups. So our face wash will cost you 600 rupees. Then you go for Himalaya, it will cost you, let's say, 200 rupees only. Why? Why it is 600? Why their quality difference cannot be of 400 rupees? This is totally absurd. Okay. There is no such quality they are giving. They are not putting gold plate or something inside this. The issue is Himalaya is doing maybe 2000 tubes of that face wash per day, and this guy must be doing 20 or 30, maybe 100 that day. Where is 2000, where is 100? So they have to keep their margins high so that they can be still profitable. Okay. So similarly, you can take this as a private cloud and this as a public cloud, because the scale is higher. Number of users who are using the public cloud are higher. Private is less. So anyways, company has to keep higher margins so they can still remain profitable. Am I clear with everyone on private and public? Sorry, private and public and IaaS. Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah, clear to me.
Amazing. Now, platform. What is the platform as a term when we listen to it? Platform. Okay. What does it actually mean and how does it sound? Okay, Anant, you joined later, but are you able to all understand?
Yeah, this service model I've read somewhere. Yeah, not completely, but yeah, I've read that.
Forget about it, what you read somewhere. Now, are you able to understand or not?
Yeah, now I understood the infrastructure.
Correct, correct. Okay. So we have just started with infrastructure, then we'll go with PaaS right now, and then with SaaS. Okay. So whatever anyone has read anywhere, that is going to be added bonus for you. But here, if you're not able to understand, please do ask me. Okay. So that after this 1 hour or 2 hour session, you don't have to again. My goal is here that if you're spending 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hours with me in the upcoming days, I will I will plan how long we take the sessions according to the requirements. Okay. So my agenda is that you don't have to look back again, okay, towards that I have to give that much hours again during to understand these. Okay.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So platform as a service, it is going to provide a platform for whom? This is basically more important in the case of developers. This platform. This is more important in the case of devs. Okay. So when I say devs, they will use it to build, test, and deploy. These are very common terms in IT. Building is to make the application, test is to after the application is made, they're testing if there are any issues, and deploy is that after build is done, testing will be done, because without something we can't do anything. So we have this something here, and that anything what we are doing is here, this testing part. And this deploy is that, okay, like I built an application, I tested it is all going. So these two features, then when these two stages are over, we go with the deployment. Deployment is like installation. You can understand it, take it like installation. We are installing it somewhere. But that installation is basically you can access through a URL. Okay, this URL you're giving no lucid.app, lucid spark. So when I use this URL, the application should load. Whenever upgrades would be there. So this application, what I'm using, what kind of application it is? Okay, I'll talk about that. This application is also deployed somewhere in a server. That's why we are putting a URL, we are able to see it. Am I correct? Am I right or not? So without worrying about managing the underlying infrastructure, this PaaS guys. So developers won't think, okay, what is the infrastructure niche? What kya infrastructure niche hai? They don't have to worry. That is not their job. Correct? There are infrastructure guys who will manage this thing. Servers managing, whatever. They have to manage. The developers can only think about PaaS, okay, which is platform as a service, where they just need to start directly working on the applications, okay, test the application and deploy the application without having to worry about managing the underlying infrastructure. And the PaaS vendors provide the hardware, software tools needed for the application development, and the user is responsible for writing the code and managing the application. Now, listen to me carefully. What are these PaaS vendors provide? So, in the case of PaaS, whenever any guy who is giving you PaaS, okay, PaaS service, so it means already he is also managing this IaaS. For example, someone has given a PaaS service, okay? This means IaaS is already covered. Infrastructure, they are already managing it. Okay? Am I clear? If someone is going to just giving you managing infrastructure, these all things you have to manage. If someone is going to give you a PaaS service, IaaS and PaaS both is covered in that. Okay. So user is responsible for writing the code and managing the application, all the hardware, XYZ, ABCD, whatever you see. Okay. That is all vendor's responsibility. Am I clear? So PaaS is like renting a furnished apartment. You get the apartment with all the essential furniture and appliances. So here the platform and tools, I'm talking about furniture appliances in that regard. So you can move in and start living right away. You are responsible for your personal belongings, like your personal application code, but you don't have to worry about buying the furniture or maintaining the building itself. Okay, so what are the best examples for it? Okay, so I'll just put it while we go ahead, or while you go ahead in the journey of this whole cloud thing. Okay, you will be able to understand how beautiful this information was, what the examples what I'm giving. So earlier, see all this compute, everything. So compute means infrastructure, right? So here in this case, what is happening? We are not talking about infrastructure now anymore. We are talking about these things: App Engine, Heroku. So what is happening? These guys say, have you heard of this Vercel? Vercel, have you heard of?
No, sir.
Okay, Vercel is something which you can someday. I'm just giving you, if you want, if you are interested, you can try. I have actually created an ML application there. Okay, so let's take, if I want to utilize, so this is the application I want to use, and this is like, this is a prediction app. Like, what if the prices are like this? I can calculate. So this is basically a PaaS where I will need to write my application code and everything, deployment and everything. It can also do. So it is a very good. Okay, see, I'm not managing. I think I'm the hardware here. Okay, so I'm not saying you start utilizing this. This is just for some projects or something. It's not fully fleshed. People would use it, but I'm just giving an example. So everything is there. You just have to deploy the code and start utilizing it. Hardware, you don't have to manage. Electricity, XYZ, cooling down the systems, all these maintenance works, okay, is with Vercel. And this Vercel is also using AWS, most probably, what I think. Okay, as a backend for their all resources. But there is a dedicated team of Vercel who are managing the PaaS. But at the end of the day, you are the consumer. You don't have to worry how Vercel is doing it. You have to worry only how your code could be deployed. So Vercel is basically indirectly taking care of infrastructure for you and PS directly. But if you see as a customer, you don't have to worry about both PaaS and IaaS. Whatever you need to deploy, you deploy. Am I clear what is PaaS, what is IaaS? Okay. So you can think in this way. No, this is not the right way. I'll just give you an example. Just give me a second. So that it makes more sense to you. I'll just bring a beautiful image, which becomes really easy. Okay, these images I'm not building. So if you're thinking that, okay, where I'm, so it is openly available on internet. Okay, now see, from this image, I guess you can understand. Okay, so if something you are belonging or you are utilizing, so this is on-premise. Okay, it is very clear. Next is basically for easy remembering or to easily remember, you can also remember this image. Okay. Why the image quality is so bad? Just give me a second. Okay, fine. It is understandable, right? That is the point there. Can you see this? Can you see the IS here, which is the bottommost layer?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What is this thing? See, all your AWS and all basically here. And who manages this? Network architects, IT administrators, that is their job. Software developers work here. Okay. So I have given you some examples, Heroku, this App Engine and all. They are giving some other examples. That is also fine. Now at the end users will go. So for now, you don't have to worry about this thing, how they are going to be managed and everything. Now look at this side. What all things actually they manage. For on-prem, basically, they are the most, frustrated guy in the industry. They have to manage everything. Okay, because they own the infrastructure, right? Okay, they have made their choice, so they can't be helped. In the case of IaaS, okay, we manage our OS, middleware, runtime, data, and applications. Let's take, you just want the infrastructure. Let's take of our organization just wants the infrastructure. So definitely they have to take the headache of everything. Am I right? Okay. Similarly, when you are a PaaS, okay, when you're a PaaS organization, you're giving a PaaS service, platform as a service. So networking, storage, service, virtualization, these are already covered in IaaS. That is self-understood because you go from bottom to top, right? So definitely if you're giving PaaS, you have to also give IaaS and also the PS. So in PS, OS, middleware, runtime comes into the picture. Okay. But the things which remain is data and applications you have to manage. You means the user, okay? Or the end user for this. Now comes the SaaS, the most wonderful and profit making thing, okay? Where you can exactly expect a lot of profit. Now, SaaS guys will tell you, okay, you don't have to worry everything. You don't have to worry about anything basically. You just come and start working. So here what is happening, SaaS provides ready to use software applications that are delivered through the internet. And the major thing which makes SaaS very obvious, they have subscription models. Okay, they have subscription models. What is the subscription model? That do you think that this Google Drive we are all using, correct? Or this Apple storage or whatever, iStorage, Gmail,
They are
we are all
subscription.
using
Yeah.
those, right? They have subscriptions. They don't tell you if you use 30 GB, we'll pay this. Do you know if this is a subscription, this is a thing. If you want to use full it, you use it. If you don't want to, that is up to you. But they will change the they will take the same subscription amount. Okay. So, but the good thing here is neither in the SaaS company you are reducing the dependency. So maybe here what is happening, you are spending higher on the subscriptions. Think like an organization. You're spending higher on subscriptions, but you are spending lower on operations. You have to hire less people to manage your infrastructure. You only have to hire people who will directly work on the applications. Am I clear? So see, here you don't have to manage anything. You will be sitting here in about the application and working upon that. Okay, networking, storage, service. So SaaS vendor has to take care of end-to-end everything from top to bottom. Okay, it is profitable for them and it is profitable for you as well. Okay, so as the cloud provider handles all that for you, you don't have to manage. SaaS is like staying in a hotel. You kind of get a fully furnished service and a service room with all the amenities, and you don't have to worry about cleaning, maintenance, or providing your own furniture. You simply check in and enjoy the service. Now I'm using an application to whiteboard, correct? This application, what kind of application it is? What kind of application this is?
Sorry, which one?
This application I'm using for whiteboarding, Lucid.
Lucid.
Yeah, Lucid,
Yeah.
Lucid. Yeah.
It's a
What?
SaaS.
It's
It's a
a
SaaS.
SaaS. So it's a SaaS application. Now I'm using, uh, wait a second. It's a SaaS application, correct? What are other
Yes.
examples of SaaS application what you use on daily life?
Office 365 for my
Office
company.
365.
And then
Then Gmail.
You have to think, guys. I will tell you like waiter, your Drive, Gmail, your
yeah, of
basically
course.
your Microsoft 365, this
Yeah.
Word, PowerPoint, everything. This is all SaaS.
Everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Most of the applications, your Microsoft Teams, okay. Your morning starts with SaaS, guys. Your WhatsApp, your Facebook, these are all SaaS
Yeah, of course.
applications. Tell me one
ChatGPT.
application which is not SaaS. Tell me one application which is not a SaaS, which is on your smartphone. Mostly it will be on. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Your, basically itself your Google Home, let's take, okay. Or let's take anything like Maps. This is the daily driver, Meet,
Yeah,
your
of course.
this Google One, Google anything which is having a presence through a URL. Okay, that is a SaaS. In mobile phones, we are just using application. Your YouTube, your Netflix, your Prime, Every OTT application is a SaaS, correct? So your LinkedIn, everything is a SaaS, your Instagram. So basically, these are all SaaS applications, and the ideology behind is that people don't need to manage things here. That is the ideology. What is trying being thought of being kept over here. Okay, because giving a bana banaya thing is always profitable. People don't want to have a hassle. Okay, Google Drive mein itna sab fir. So SaaS you have to offer in such a way that it is ready to use from a single click. Okay, there is a learning curve for everything, but that is that much hassle you have to go through. Okay.
So,
Am I
sir,
clear, everyone?
in PaaS, we get those application which a user build by itself for sale
Now
or
this SaaS
any
solution
solution.
someone will build, correct? SaaS solution someone is going to build, right?
Yes,
Who is going to build
uh,
here?
the
In the
provider.
PaaS you'll build. I told, right? Development happens at PaaS. Is it clear now? The SaaS application, which is the end application, what you are going, just lose it. So I'm using it. Am I developing it?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not developing it, right? So who is developing it? Where it is being developed? Do I know about
PaaS.
its infrastructure?
Pass.
I don't know about it, right? I don't know who is managing it. I don't know where it is deployed. I can find out, but I don't know where it is being managed because I don't need to bother about it until unless I have a compliance requirements. So then I have to bother, okay, where it is required, whether I should use. Let's take there is a Chinese app, okay, which is banned in India. So I can't just simply come and use it, right? Either it will be blocked by ISP. If I'm using a VPN, that is illegal. That is not correct. Not correctly, tightly illegal, but it's not also correct, okay, to do so. But those compliances will come, okay, and apply on me. One is a nationwide thing, one is the organized corporate compliance we have, okay, on various parameters where we have to follow the best practices. And according to the compliances like GDPR and PCI DSS, HI, PAA, or any kind of US centric compliances or India centric compliances. I'm not getting them SOC compliances, SOX compliances. We have SOC 1, SOC 2 compliances. So an ISO 27001 compliance. Okay, so there are so many compliances when we are sharing an applications up to someone. Okay, that is needed. Okay, so the SaaS vendor, okay, who is this guy? He would have followed all these compliance because he has to share these compliance reports to its customers. Am I clear with everyone, guys? Okay. So they have to be very much compliant. For example, if you are into a finance or credit card company, you have to follow PCI DSS. If you are into healthcare, you have to follow HIPAA. Okay. If you are into a European company or something, if you are a European company, you have to follow GDPR compliances. Okay. So these are standard compliance. Then also you have other compliances that whether these compliances are made to check whether you are compliant or not. Okay. So you must have seen some people say we are SOC 2 compliant. Okay. Because SOC 1 states what you should be compliant with, okay, which is very lenient. SOC 2 states that, okay, we will check how you are saying that you are compliant. Where is the evidence? They will ask for this. So SOC 2 asks for the evidence of that you are compliant. Just not like SOC 1, okay, you are compliant, I'm compliant. But who is checking? Where is the evidence? So evidence check happens in SOC 2. Okay. I know this could be somewhat overwhelming for you, but just take it as an insight. And as we go forward, it will all make sense slowly. Okay, so that's why how we go with this all models. In the SaaS, we directly open Lucid app or Gmail app, we start using. PaaS, it is going to give you the runtime to develop your applications. Okay, in SaaS, your application or data is also you don't have to manage. Okay, you will get the, have you heard of Java runtime environment? JRE, have you heard of JDK, SDK, JRE? Have you heard of
Yeah,
these?
yeah.
What are these? Java runtime environment is also there in the Java development kit. JDK is Java development kit. Now, without having this JRE, can you build a Java application?
No,
No, right? This is
no.
the runtime. Without having a OS, can you even run that JRE? No.
No.
So basically, these all requirements, middleware, runtime, OS, they're all managed by PaaS. Okay. As I call myself a SaaS, so also I would take the application, like application data, right? That I will think of managing the data security or all the compliances. Okay. Because now the SaaS vendor has to do it. Now applications will have some security patches, some upgrades and all, everything, correct? But if you are just taking the service of a PaaS, this application and data, like you are the one who is going to do. I've given you this Vercel example, right? I have deployed my application there. This is my application. So who is responsible for managing that application? Who is responsible for managing that application then?
So in
Hello.
the past, application is like we are
Let's
the
take,
responsible.
it has a very small answer, no explanation needed. See, this is the thing. Okay, this is the thing. Let's take. So I have deployed two applications here, two projects. Let's take for a scenario, two deployments I did. So now tell me, what is the, what all things we have that I have to manage?
This complete application, you as a responsibility, yeah.
Yeah, I have responsibility. So what can I call this platform as?
PaaS.
Got it? Do I have to install JRE? No. Do I have to install those admin? No. All the runtimes and everything will be managed by this PaaS vendor. I have to think about my application. But when I'm a SaaS, let's take, I offered this application, like I sold this application to someone else. Now I'm already having the application and data thing. I have to take the responsibility of upgrading it, patching and everything. Correct? Am I correct or not? So I then
Yes.
become a SaaS vendor. My limitation is not till runtime or something, okay, to give the space for those guys to develop the application or data. Now from this stage, like I have developed the application there in the past, okay, offering this application, that I'm selling that application now. I have deployed in PaaS and offering that application. Now that application becomes a SaaS to the person whom I have sold it to, who's the person who has took the subscription. Okay, am I clear?
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm clear.
Uh-huh. Is it clear with everyone? Or you can look into this. Okay. Basically, anyone who is getting a SaaS, he's an end user. The software developers, because I developed the application and everything, they stay here. Infrastructure is infrastructure. Now, the adoption, how the adoption looks. So let me just put some examples here. So here it could be anything. Google, Gmail, blah, blah, anything. Okay. Do you develop or something like that? Don't, we don't, right? Now many of you will get confused. Okay, Jerry, I don't develop, but there are some applications where we also do some development online and all. Anyone has the question? Yes, but that SaaS offering is just meant for doing that. Okay, we are also using Visual Studio Code online. Okay, so want to see that? I'll just show you. Now it's the confusion. I'm trying to create some confusions for you. So this is a code spaces. So let it open. Okay, it has opened. So this is a Visual Studio Code I have opened online. So what is this? I'm also going to do some development here. So it is a PaaS offering or a SaaS offering? It is a
Both.
So
PaaS
it's
offering or a SaaS offering.
you are developing a piece of code, but the SaaS is offering you this, right?
Amazing. Very good. I'm using this application to develop something else. That is the use case of this application, but I'm able to use it directly, right? So that is a SaaS offering. Am I clear? But let's take everything I have to make. I have to deploy this application. So I have got the infra. Okay. The deployment things are ready. Okay. So that could be a PaaS offering then. But this thing right now is a SaaS offering. Am I clear? Okay. If it is still not clear, just give some time to yourself. It will slowly make sense. Don't worry. Okay. So this is how the journey started. Mainframe, mini computing, PC era, internet era, and virtual era. Slowly, this is how the things have started. Okay. So I hope with this, our all discussions around this are over. But let's stay why we are moving to cloud, or why do we need to be on the cloud? Okay. What brings us closer to cloud, and why should we use cloud computing itself? Right. So that is the very important thing what we need to know about. Okay. So there are some things such as on demand self service. Okay. Broad network access, resource pooling, and everything. So this is basically very much important. Okay. All the things what you see here, they are very much important here. Okay. Now, what is on demand service? Can someone explain me?
On demand means we can say whatever, for example, like the video streaming, that's kind of on demand, right?
Right.
If I want to watch any, for example, Picasso, I can take. If I want to watch any movie, I do one Picasso, right? That's a on demand, right?
Correct. Okay. Okay, what is that Picasso? Let's not use some illegal names. Okay. So Picasso, you're talking that it is a video service that you're talking about,
Yes,
or
yes.
Picasso. Okay. So Picasso is not. You can think like that, but yeah, you can say because why I'm not saying Picasso, because it is something in a gray area. You could have used the example of Netflix or YouTube, okay, which is proper. They are using proper cloud services and they are SaaS offering. Okay, Picasso is just a wrapper service. Okay,
Oh,
WRAPP kind of a wrapper service that is also a SaaS offering, but it is illegal. Okay, because they don't have authority over the data or something. Okay, and they don't own any of that. Okay,
oh,
so that's why. So they will be somewhere using this Netflix from some jugaad, something, something. They are using it, but yeah, that's how the scenario is. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
right.
the basic understanding is on-demand self-service as when I require, I should have that service. That is on demand. Okay. Broad network access. What is broad network access? Okay. So broad network access is something, okay, from let's take, okay, let me complete this on demand. So imagine you need a snack. Okay, instead of going to store, waiting for a cashier and completing a manual transaction, you simply walk up to a vending machine, select your item, pay, receive it instantly. So on-demand self-service. So it is not just on-demand service, it is on-demand self-service. The cloud works in a similar fashion. Developers needing a new server don't or doesn't need to file a ticket, wait for an IT administrator to manually set it up. They can log into the website's portal, configure the server with the desired specification like CPU, RAM, storage, and have it running in a minutes and without any human intervention from the cloud provider itself. Okay. So, what is broad network access? Broad network access gives you the capabilities and are available over the network and access through the standard mechanisms and promote use by heterogeneous client platforms, that is mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and workstations. Okay. Next is, you can think it like an analogy. Okay. But I guess it is more than enough. No analogy needed here. So let's take resource pooling and all. So we have three more points. We'll just take a quick break and after that we'll cover this up. Am I clear, everyone? Am I clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as we have covered in today's session, have you got the full clarity, like how you wanted, or anything you're not able to understand? Or you think you just need some time, you're able to understand, but some time definitely you need. That is, I understand. But overall, was it excellent? Were you able to understand it properly in depth, how the cloud perspective is towards all these scenarios?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I would just recommend, if you're able to understand, have some revisions. Then you would be if someone asks you these basic things, so you won't have any doubts on that. Okay.
So Jerry, those notes which you creating, we received it, or we need to write it down?
Hey, I will give you. Don't worry. I have just not put it there. I forgot it. These are just running notes. It won't be detailed. Just give me a second. What happened? I have not created the notes folder for today because I forgot about it. So just give me a second. You have that drive already, right? So that in that drive only you'll find it in a while. Just give me a second. I'll just give it to you. So day 1, day 2 also, I thought of finishing it yesterday only, the fundamentals, but we had a lot of doubts. Okay. So today also we are just finishing this. I covered yesterday. I have put it, hybrid cloud and everything. Physical infrastructure, I guess I have explained yesterday itself. I'm just updating the yesterday notes and then I'll update today's notes as well. Then today we have covered the models. Where is it? Just give me a second.
So, Jerry, if we willing to switch our job from one field to the cloud field, so
Hmm.
your note is sufficient to crack the interview, or we need to refer some book also?
Nothing, no books are needed. I never read a single book in my life for cloud computing. Okay, not needed.
So just taking the means be in the classes and revise the notes
More
is
than sufficient. I'm telling you, it's more than sufficient. People just get deviated like, okay, I need to do this. ये तो खत्म करो. First finish this, no? Then you can think of anything extra. I will tell you, you won't even need anything extra. I can vouch upon that. Whenever you need something extra for something, literally let you know on that. ठीक है? You don't have to worry.
And so, if I have like I have 9 to 10 year of experience in networking field, routing and switching field, so I apply for platform as a service in the AWS job profile, or
No, it's not like that. That we will talk some other day. Okay,
okay.
because what happens, right? If I just give you the answers to it also, no, you'll
Mhm.
somewhat get confused with it. Okay,
Oh,
because pehle you'll get some clarity, then you would take the decision what could be the best for me because you have now seen what all things exist here, correct? So you
yes,
will
sir.
also get a clarity how it all functions. So that is what my POV is. So without having that POV, I can't even just commit you something which even is not required. That will be totally wrong of me, no? So first
Mm.
you have to make the decision whether you're able to understand or not or something. Then again, I will leave it to you whether what fits best for you and what you feel is amazing for you. That you should be the one who can answer. But now, as you are starting this journey, just telling that okay, it will be good for you, that would be totally incorrect. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So I will just train you enough, make you good enough. Then the decision remains with you. What fits best for you? That should be the answer what I'll give right now. Whether you want to get into security, like there was some lady yesterday, she was asking about this X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, all this thing. Okay, so the answer is basically you have to choose the path. Okay, and sometimes the path chooses you. Like if you have got a very good job into a fall, like whatever you expect could be the good CTC for you. All these career things, no, go away quickly. That I want to be in the security. This all the thought go away. If someone is going to offer you a good CTC, good package, okay, solutions architect is also good. That will suddenly become good for you because, as I said, the path also sometimes chooses you. Okay, you only not the one who chooses. So if you are eligible enough, because let's say someone is offering a job to you on this being a solutions architect. So the question doesn't remain that you are good into it or bad into it. The question remains that whatever they need, you are good into that.
Yes, sir.
So that is the only point which will give you that. Anyways, guys, let's take a. Okay, let's not take any breaks. Let's just wind it up because there is no space. I thought, but I didn't. I just get indulged so much into these things, then I forget about taking a break. It's okay. Let's not take a break anyway. Now, are you able to see the notes for day two?
Let me check.
Yes, yeah. Wait, wait.
Should be also updated at your end. Okay. So, this is all done, and you must have got all the insights, whatever you would need, whatever from my end which is possible. I've put it here, and the thing is, okay, this is some isolation things and all. You can skip this part; it's not required for some other topic I added.
Okay, sir.
Mm.
With the PaaS and SaaS, like one of my friend developed an application, and he asked to deploy in the AWS platform for the marketing so that other can use it and they got the money. So they need to purchase a PaaS service, and for the user who get the get it through SaaS, right?
Correct. Correct.
So AWS is like provide a marketing place uh, through which they can sell its application or the service.
You can think in that way. Kind of. You can think in that way. Okay. So AWS is not a marketing place. This is basically the platform also it gives. It also gives the IaaS and PaaS both. Okay. And SaaS services it offers. But AWS is bit of complicated because it is a combination of multiple things. Okay.
Yes.
So when I explain AWS, you'll get a better idea around it. But for now, you can consider AWS is a combination of multiple things because you are not aware of the services right now. So you won't be able to understand it correctly. Okay. But once you're aware of some kind of AWS services, it will slowly make sense. But AWS as a platform is a SaaS platform because it is offering you directly the service. But now within the AWS, there are service, multiple services. Some are infrastructure related, some are ready to use, like they are giving you the platform. Some are just SaaS services. Those kind of services are like Zoom. Okay, what kind of service is Zoom? Tell me quickly. What kind of service is Zoom?
SaaS means
SaaS service.
yeah.
Amazon also has this service called Chime. Okay, Chime is it?
Chime.
Yeah, they have renamed or something. I didn't. Amazon Chime. Okay, this is something AWS, Amazon Zoom, Amazon version of Zoom. Okay, now tell me, this is something a SaaS or a PaaS? It is a SaaS. Okay, there are multiple offerings like this which you can directly use, where you
So
don't have to do any the place where you don't have to develop or do anything, manage the data directly from your end. That is a SaaS service you can consider. Like here in the Chime, we are not aware about where it is how it is being developed or something. So you can just think in that way. Okay. But wherever you have to do a development, you have got a space or something. Okay. So it is a PaaS and it could be a SaaS also. So don't get confused in the scenario because in this today's, because of cloud, right? It has all become confusing. It is all mixed up. Okay. But again, if you particularly, if an interviewer asks, okay, what exactly? So you can ask more information about it. Accordingly, you can answer it. But as I said, as we go towards the journey, this all the mismanagement or whatever you're not able to understand, it will slowly start making all sense. Don't have to worry. Okay. Just some you have to give some time to it.
So, Jerry, these notes have been shared or no? I'm
Any
able to
questions you are asking anyone? I'm not able to hear.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, it's very low. Yeah, please go
Very
on.
low. Okay. Let me switch to.
Is it Kasif?
Yeah, that's me. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
where
now
is
it's
the
not.
link of
Hmm.
this document because I cannot. If I open that previous link, it's just showing me the previous changes, not the latest one which we are seeing now.
Because you have to update, you have to refresh the page or maybe some internet lag at your end. Okay. So
Yes,
that
sir.
will
I think it will take time because I'm also not get it. But
just
Okay.
refresh
Okay.
once.
Makes sense.
I will tell you a trick, guys. If you're using Google Chrome, just right click, not here. It is not going to work here as a trick in this. Okay. What you can do is just right click and click on, okay, here also it's not going to open a new page, right click on inspect. Okay. So this there is a way you can open inspect element also. Okay, that shortcut I'm not recalling. So in any kind of pages, the shortcut I forgot. Maybe some F11 or something it is. Okay, inspect element, something it there. Okay, by F11 key or something. So you right click on this thing. Okay, here, empty cache and hard reload. Sometimes what happens if your RAM is less or RAM is something not functioning at a way or your system is not restarted, reboot, it could be anything. So the cache remains. And you remove if you refresh also, it is not going to pull you the correct version. Okay, so if you can see, it is already updated because I can see the date last modified here, no? Yeah, 11:35. So you can just refresh it once. So let me just wind up around this resource pooling, rapid elasticities in measured service. Okay, so that it doesn't go to the next day anymore. I don't want to take it to the next day. So when I say resource pooling is same what I said, like, the provider's computing resources, that is storage, processing, memory, all network bandwidth, are pooled to serve multiple consumers. Okay, using a multi-tenant model. So different physical and virtual resources are dynamically assigned and also reassigned according to the consumer demand. Am I clear? So this is what public cloud also does. According to the demand, this is automatic. Okay, there is a huge data center, and the data center's 1000 GB RAM, 3 GB is left. Someone requested a 7 GB. So definitely, those that request will not go to that data center which is having a 1000 GB RAM. It will look for a data center or a server stack where the RAM is that 6 GB RAM is available to be allocated. So that is called resource pooling. Okay. Then we have rapid elasticity, which means these are the capabilities, or capabilities can be kind of elastically provisioned and released, in some cases automatically. So this elasticity is basically the same elasticity term you use in rubber bands. So expansion, it can scale rapidly outward and inward. For example, today you needed a server, okay, with, let's take, 10 GB RAM. Okay, this is the size. Now tomorrow you will need a server with 20 GB. So this same server which was 10 GB RAM, you can increase it to 20 GB also. And after a week, you want to reduce it to 10 GB, that also you can do. That is called rapid elasticity, expansion and also inward. Both the place it is work. Okay. And to the consumer, the capabilities are available for provisioning, often appear to be unlimited and can be appropriated in any quantity at any time. You don't know because you don't see the data center, right? So it is almost unlimited to you. Okay. Data centers are pretty huge. Okay. Now the measured service is something, is cloud systems automatically control and optimize the resources used by leveraging a metering capability at level of abstraction. Abstraction is like, uh, you can think of it as appropriate to the type of service like storage, process, bandwidth, and active user accounts. So this resource usage can be monitored, controlled, and also reported, providing a transparency for both provider and consumer. Like you are using one CPU and the CPU consumption is in percentage, RAM is in GBs, correct? So that could be actively monitored. So let's take your home's electricity meter continuously tracks your energy and your energy consumption, right? And you are built based on your precise usage. So this is a measured service. So in cloud functions like this is a utility meter. Cloud providers monitor your usage of various resources such as your number of hours. Let's take, if I have shown you these instances, right? Okay. So let's take, I'll give you a T2.micro. This is the instance type. Okay. So here, if I use this has a 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. This is the configuration. Let's take suppose for this. Now hourly, they are going to bill you $0.01 hourly. So AWS is tracking it. Then only they can put you those charges, right? Am I right or not? So this thing is called measured service. So let it you use for 5 hours. So it will be $0.05. Am I clear? What is measured service? What is rapid elasticity resource pooling? Am I clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So it will be very clear as we do the hands-on and go forward to it. But I guess this is also interesting and you are able to understand the stuff, okay, how it is utilized and everything. So the building blocks, CPU, RAM, SSD, graphics, OS, whatever, they are very important. And also the networking infrastructure. This is the backbone of everything what you do. So this closes the fundamentals of your, these service models and everything. Next, we will go with, okay, I'll just give you a brief on AWS cloud also today, so that you just don't keep imagining how AWS functions. Okay, some value adds also I'll add here so that you can also watch it in free time. So 1, 2. So what is AWS Cloud? Okay, what is it all about? We'll see in the next day. Okay, in a graphical view or something in PPTs I'll show you, but I will just give a brief. AWS Cloud, is basically one of the cloud vendors, one of the largest, having the largest market capital. Okay, so I'll explain about this with some graphics in the upcoming day, whenever we'll just connect again. Okay, next is the street tier usage. Okay, and this AWS infrastructure thing I'm just removing for right now because it is too complicated for you right now. So what you can do for now is going to this page, how the data centers look of AWS. I hope my screen is visible, whatever I'm showing.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the one of the Eastern Oregon place. That also I'll explain about how these things are done. So this is a data center. Okay. This is how a life of a guy who works at that place. It is all about that, how these data. So these are huge. Okay, almost size of we have buildings in IT companies, right? IT parks. Size of that these data centers will be. So to get a better understanding on this, you can just have a go through on this video as per your wish. So you can just have an idea on this. Just take your time and go through it. So this is how the data centers are. So you can just go through this link as you have the link to this page and try to imagine how it is, how it could be, how are generally data centers are in real life. They, your normal data centers may not be huge as AWS data centers, but yeah, that is how it is. They are very huge. Okay, maybe the size of football grounds as well. So
So,
the
sir, the
yeah.
old students which work in data center still there is some opportunity in the AWS data center.
This course is not meant to put in AWS data centers, to be correct. Okay, because data centers are again, you have to have on-premise experience.
Yeah,
Okay, here the person who is at the data center level, he doesn't think about virtualization much. He is just there to manage the infrastructure and everything is upline. Okay, and he should be good with AWS solutions architect as well. But the major part is that he is a guy who has no experience of managing or handling the things physically. Okay, not just on the software screen. So that's
yeah.
what it requires. You should be good into networking. Like we use like basics, like how to put a Ethernet cable and all that. We have learned in Cisco or something. If you have done any courses with them, they will also try how to peel that wire, how to put that Ethernet, RJ45 thing, everything you learn there. Okay, so those kind of expectations is there at the data centers as well. Okay,
Oh,
but there could be various profiles. Okay, not only this, as per the requirements. Okay.
okay, got it. Means majority in the data center now like field engineer work.
Yeah. So, but these skills, what you are learning, that is also very important to get into the data center field as well. But usually, you shouldn't target that area. But if you feel that you are appropriate for that area, you can target. There is no foundation as such. I'm going to keep for you.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
it was
I just said because majority of business now are goes in AWS, so there is
right.
no much job for the data center in for small businesses
In
because
India, it
data
is not.
center
In
only
India,
available inside the AWS zones. That's why.
correct, correct. What you are saying is absolutely correct. In India, it is not. Okay. But it is there in India as because data centers are also AWS has also data centers in India. It is there, but still, I don't have any kind of, much idea how the things would be and how the things are. Okay. Around that. I never went exactly to a AWS data center because no one could go. So there are some profiles, but the profiles will be really less. Okay. So because these usually AWS hires these guys internally itself within the AWS. So there is no much open hirings for them. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just take a pause. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. I hope you also enjoyed this session as promised yesterday. Okay, I was able to cater to your questions as well. So that's what it is. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. This is Jerry. I'm signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Jerry. Have a nice
Thank
day.
Thank
you.
you everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye bye.
Jerry.
Bye.
Thank you everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.